Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given this particular algebraic expression to expand and simplify. Yeah? So for the very first part, right, I would then see that I will have brackets. So I will need to expand first, meaning I'm going to multiply the number in. So in this case, this is 2 times 3a, 6a. 2 times negative 4b, negative 8b. And for my next part, do take note this negative belongs to this half. So I will have negative half multiplying by positive 8b. That will give me negative 4b. Negative half multiplied by negative 6a. Well, please take note. Negative times negative will give me a positive sign. So in this case, positive 3a. That's the first step. Now, the last step would then be to simplify the like terms. I see a 6a and a positive 3a. So together, 6a plus 3a, 9a. I also see negative 8b and negative 4b. Together, they make negative 12b. Alright, with that, we have come to the end of this particular problem, and let's move on to the next question as we continue to solve math problems. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we will attempt to simplify this algebraic expression. The very first thing that comes to my mind is, this is really important. Can I factorize any of the numerators or denominators? As I look through it, I can factorize a square minus b square. So a square minus b square is equals to, when I factorize them, a plus b, a minus b. And that will be the first thing that I'm going to do here. And I still have my 2 multiplied by a plus b here. I will have my a minus b here over 2b. The next thing though would be, now that I have this, is that I saw that we are actually dividing by a fraction. And so, applying what we have already, remember, the divide will become a times. When you divide by this fraction, we are essentially multiplying by what we call the reciprocal, meaning that this particular fraction will become 2b over a minus b. And after which, we are going to see if there is any common factors between the numerator and the denominator. Because if there is, we can actually divide them off. And I do see a 2 and a 2. Numerator and a denominator. I divide by 2. I also see a minus b here. So I'm going to divide the a minus b. So here left 1. I also see a plus b, they are common. I'm going to divide them off. So finally, I'm left with 1 times b is b. Over 1 times 1 is 1. And final answer, b divided by 1 is b. I'm only left with this. Yeah? And that will be the final answer to this question. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are going to express this as a single fraction in the simplest form. So the very first thing is that I see that I'm going to put a bracket here. I'm going to combine into a single fraction. How? By trying to make sure that the denominator is the same. So I saw that I still need this. So I'm going to multiply x minus 2 here, such that I would have 7 over x minus 2. And I continue to write down this part here. Do take note, every time we combine into a single fraction, we do have to put a bracket. That helps a lot. And the common denominator now would be x plus 3 times x minus 2. Because that is common between the two, I'm going to just write it down here. Okay, so I have successfully combined into a single fraction. Step 2. Expand and simplify the numerator. Yeah. So I will have 7 times x, 7x, 7 times negative 2, negative 14. Do take note, if there's no number in front of this bracket, we must know that it is an invisible one here. So negative 1 multiplied by 3x, positive. This will give me negative 3x. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 2, positive 2. The whole thing is still over my x plus 3, x minus 2. So we are essentially expand and simplifying the numerator here. Yeah. And at this stage, we would then continue to simplify it further. 7x minus 3x, all the like terms. This will give me with 4x. Negative 14 plus 2, negative 12. The whole thing is still over x plus 3, x minus 2. And last but not least, this is a good practice. If we can factorize, we continue to factorize. So in this case, I see a common factor 4. So this is essentially the last few steps already. We factorize the numerator where possible. So in this case, we can. So I'm going to take out the common factor 4. And I'm left with x minus, what is 12 divided by 4? Yes, 3. And this one will be over x plus 3, x minus 2. And since there is no more common factor between the numerator and the denominator, we cannot simplify further. This is the final answer. Well, With that, we are done with this particular question. Hello everyone, welcome to this part of the question on enlargement, where ABC is an enlargement of triangle XYZ and some of the sides are given, yeah? So the very first thing for me to do, right, is to identify the corresponding sides. Well, AB, this is very important because they do give me the corresponding points. So the length AB and XY is the corresponding side. I do want to see where is the corresponding side for my Y and Z. Y and Z will be B and C. Do you see that? That's how Mr. Tan identified the sides, by looking at what is given to us. And XZ or XZ, X and Z will be A and C. Okay, now done with absorbing the information. What is the scale factor? So for scale factor, right, I'm going to look at these two numbers, 9 and 20.7, because from 9 it enlarged to 20.7. So by how many times? So for the scale factor, it is pretty straightforward. We just need to know it increased by how many times. 20.7 I divide by 9, that will give me 2.3. So the scale factor is 2.3. Triangle ABC is 2.3 times larger than that of triangle ABC. And since I know that, right, I will then be able to get my AC pretty straightforward, because I know that the AC is also 2.3 times larger than the corresponding length of 10. Okay, the green color line. And that will be 23 cm. Alright, and we are done with this question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given P is inversely proportional to Q square. Okay, so from this statement, then I could tap on the general equation of this. So my P will be equals to K, because it is inverse proportion, K divided by Q square. And I look at the next part of the statement, and we are given the values of P when Q equals to 3. This is important because this allows us to find K. How? Well, we substitute the values in. Okay, so now instead of P, I'm going to write as 24. Instead of Q, I'm going to write as 3. But do remember the square. Okay, so that's how we are going to find K. And so I'm going to multiply 3 square on both sides. And this will be equals to my value of K. And that will give us 216. So I've gotten my K. 216. And why is this important? Because then I will be able to find easily what is my value of Q when P equals to 6. So now P is 6. And K. We also found the value of K, 216. And that's how we are able to find Q square. Because now I'm going to multiply Q square on both sides. So that the next line will be 6 times Q square. I still have my 216 here. I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides. 216 divided by 6. 36. But we are not exactly finding Q square. We are trying to find Q, yeah? So if I have a square to find the value of Q, I would then have to square root 36. And because we are not able to know for sure what is this value of 6, every time we square root, we do need to ensure that we have the positive and negative sign down there. So final answer, Q is equals to 6 or negative 6. And with that, we have come to the end of this problem solving. Well, for this particular question, we are required to factorize completely this particular expression here. So in this case here, right, I saw that 6, 12, and 9 actually have a common factor 3. I also see that there is a square, and a power 3 all around. So if you are good, you can actually slowly take out all the common factor. If not, sometimes I like to do this, okay? Which is 6, 12, and 9. I see that there is a common factor 3, right? So instead of writing 6, I write as 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. A square, I will write as a times a. B cube, I write as b times b times b. For those who are not able to see the common factor quickly, this is what I usually do. But for those who are able to see, you may simply write out the answer already, okay? Minus, so 12, I will write it as 3 times 4. Same for a power 2, a times a. B power 2 is b times b. Plus my 9. 9 will be 3 times 3. A power 3 is a times a times a. And that's still have my b down there. So our job now is to identify the common factor. In this case, it's 3. So the 3 will be outside. I see there's a 1a, 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 2a, 2a, 2a. So a times a power 2 is outside. I see that there's only one b that is common. And that will be the common factor among the 3. And I'm left with 2b. b times b is b square, okay? So it's 2b square minus 4b plus 3a. And since there is no more common factor, we cannot simplify this algebraic expression any further. This is the final answer. Right, let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given that 3x bracket 2a minus b plus 2y bracket b minus 2a. We are required to factorize this completely. I saw this, and actually we could do something about this, because I know that negative of 2a minus b is equal to negative times positive negative 2a. Negative times negative is positive b, and when I rearrange it, the positive b I write in front, the negative 2a I write behind. Then I saw something, okay, that b minus 2a and negative 2a minus b are equal to each other, and therefore you will see Mr. Tan here writing this down. This is still 2a minus b, but instead of writing plus, I'm going to have a negative sign. Still have my 2y bracket 2a minus b, because negative 2a minus b, negative 2a minus b, and b minus 2a and positive b minus 2a, they are equal to each other. We can do this manipulation. We can write this down like that because they are equal. And why Mr. Tan do that? Because then Mr. Tan can have the common factor 2a minus b. Yeah? So the 2a minus b, and I'm left with 3x minus, not plus, minus 2y. And there's no more common factor already. We have successfully factorized completely this particular algebraic expression. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given a triangle XYZ. Z is 8 cm, YZ is 10 cm, and there's a right angle down there too. In fact, is given. Calculate the length of xy. So for length of xy, right, we are going to focus on this red color right angle triangle, which I would love to redraw it here. So for part A, I will have this y, x, z, 10 and 8 cm. So I'm going to simply apply Pythagoras theorem, where xy square plus 8 square is equals to 10 square. Pythagoras theorem. So my xy square will be equals to 10 square. I'm going to minus 8 square on both sides. So 10 square minus 8 square will give me 36. So this is 36. And therefore to find xy, and because we know xy is a length, we are only looking at the positive root of 36. In this case, 6 cm. So we gotten 6 cm. Part A, done. Part B. Find the area of triangle XYZ. Now that I know this, I'm going to just simply apply. This will be my base and this will be my height. So for part B is pretty straightforward. area of this triangle XYZ is equal to half times 6 times 8. 24 cm square. Yeah. Let's go back to the question, and the question required us now to find this length xt. So I am going to redraw this question again for part C. I will just write it down here. And I'm going to stay focused on this xt though, where this is my right angle. I have my y and my z. This is 10. And how then can I find my xt? We know the area, isn't it? 24. And if I'm going to use 10 as my base, then my height has to be this, right? Because height and base of a triangle has to be 90 degrees to each other. So with all this information, right, then I will know that half times base times height xt is equals to 24. Okay, so I can do it slowly now. Half times 10 is 5. Still got my xt is equals to this 24. So how do I find my xt? Yep, I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides, and that will give me 4.8 cm. Then we are done. And that will be the solution for this question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given this figure, which is a open top cylinder. Open means no cover. Okay? And we are also given the radius for height 9. Now, in terms of pi, find the amount of water in this cylinder which is filled to the brim with water. Okay, so for this particular cylinder, do take note, since we are looking at volume, then this one will be the base area times height, where the base area is in the form of a circle, meaning pi r square, and the height h. So right, we got the r and we got the height. So all we have to do is to substitute them neatly into this, and do take note, we would want to leave our answer in terms of pi. Therefore, this one I would have 4 square times 9, 144. 4 square times 9 would be 144 pi cm cube. Alright, so that is for the first part of the question here. For the second part, we are required to find the total surface area, and that is the time where, do take note, where we will then need to find the curved surface area, which is 2 pi rh. We will also need to find the pi r square at the bottom. There is no cover, it is an open open top cylinder. So I do not need to consider the top part. So for our B part 2, I'm going to just copy this over. So in this case here, we would have, therefore, the total surface area is simply 2 pi r h plus my pi r square, and my r is 4. And so, again, we are supposed to leave our answer in terms of pi. So I will have 2 times 4 times 9. This will give me 72. I still have my pi here. And I have my 4 times 4. 4 square is 16 pi. Final answer, 72 plus 16, 88 pi. Alright, and we have come to the end of this question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question on polygon. And regular polygon. This is important to take note because the word polygon, the word regular, means that they have equal size and equal interior, and by extension exterior angles. That will be helpful later when we try to solve for this particular problem. So for part A, right, we are required to find the size of angle ABC. So which is this? And knowing that this is a regular polygon means that this is essentially AB and BC are equal size, yeah? So this is an isosceles triangle, means that my angle BCA and my angle BAC are the same. This is also 15 degree. Okay, so that will be useful to know. Alright, so they are base angle of an isosceles triangle. And so my angle ABC is simply 180 minus away my 15 degree and my 15 degree 2 times. These are base angle. I'm using this property, base angle of an isosceles triangle. And I've gotten 150 degrees. Okay, so I've gotten 150 degrees. Next, find the value of n. Now, n is the number of sides. I'm going to use the exterior angle to help us to solve it. And what are the exterior angle? Since I know this is interior angle, exterior angle is actually this. Interior and exterior angle add up to 180 degrees. Okay? And therefore, step 1 for this, right now that I know the interior angle is 150, exterior angle of this polygon would then be 180 minusing the 150 degree. And since I know the total number of the sum of the exterior angle is 360 degree. This is important, so I'm going to write at the side here. Do take note that the sum of exterior angles of all polygons, they add up to 360 degrees. And because I know that all the exterior angles are the same, that means 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. How many 30 degrees are there? Because if I know how many 30 degrees are there, the number of exterior angle and the number of sides are the same. So for n, right, it is simply division. And therefore n is 12. Next, find the size of angle ACD. Okay, so do take note all interior angles are the same for a regular polygon. So I know this is 150. I also know this is 15. So angle ACD, which is here, is simply 150 minus 15 degrees. Yeah? And we have gotten 135 degrees. Done. And find the size of one exterior angle of a hexagon. This is not related to any of the previous parts. So for hexagon, we need to know that this is a 6-sided figure. And since this is going to be a regular hexagon, so the exterior angle is simply, we know that the sum of exterior angle is 360 degrees, and there are 6 of them, and therefore one exterior angle, we just need to divide by 6. Okay, with that we have come to the end of this particular problem. And let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we have 13 students taking a mathematics test, and this is their score. Find the model score. Model score happens to be the score that appears the most number of times. So looking just by pure observation, I saw that 76 appeared twice, while the rest of the numbers only appeared once. So in this case, 76 is that score that appears the most number of times. It is the mode. Next question is to find the mean of this question. So it is simply equals to, we just need to sum up the 13 scores and dividing them by how many students are there? Yes, 13. Then we will get what is the mean. So in this case, it will be equals to 65.538 to about 5 significant figures. Final answer 3 sig fig 65.5. Okay. Part C. Melinda claimed that the median score is 68. Explain why is she wrong. Oh, she's wrong. Well, she's actually looking straight at this number here, which happens to be the middle number. But why is she wrong? Because she failed to do the very first step. What is the first step? The first step is actually to rearrange the numbers from small to big, meaning in ascending order. Okay? So to answer this question completely, the best answer would then be, other than telling people that she did not arrange the scores in ascending order, we should also rearrange and find the medium score. So now this is 3, 53. Let's continue. 61. And the next number will be 63, 65. And we approach the 70. Okay, from here 60, 68, 74, 75, 76. Two of them, followed by 78, 79, and 81. And from here, then we can actually see that 74 is indeed the middle number and not 68. So, two parts to explain this particular question. You do need to say that she did not put the scores or arrange the scores in ascending order before finding the medium score, which should be 74. Now, for this particular question, right, is mean or medium a more suitable average? So this one, the key idea is, the key question you need to check is, that you need to ask yourself is there an outlier? That means a number that is very different from the rest. There is. Okay? An outlier will be number 3, which is far away from the rest of the score, yeah? So if there is an outlier, then we should choose the medium. Because there is an outlier, three, which will skew the mean to the left. Okay? Meaning the number will not be 70 plus, but instead, in this case, 65, 60 plus, or even lesser. Okay? To the left of the numbers. Alright? With that, we have come to the end of this particular problem. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are required to solve this inequality. So, I saw that there is a positive 3 down there on the left hand side of this inequality. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to minus 3 on both sides of this inequality such that the next line you will see I will still have my negative 2x. This will become 0, so I no longer is required to write it, and you will also see me writing negative 17 minus 3. So negative 2x is smaller or equals to, well, this will give me negative 20. The next step though is that I saw that there's a negative 2. I am going to divide by negative 2 on both sides. And when I do that, because I am dividing by a negative number, what do you notice about the inequality sign? Yes, the inequality sign changes from less than or equal to more than or equal. Okay, this is really important. Please take note. And therefore, final answer, x is bigger than or equals to, in this case, 10. And we are done with this question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given an inequality that is presented in this number line. So the first thing, let me zoom in here. The first thing that I saw is, this is for the number x. And I also saw 1. And I saw that this is a colored circle. It's a dot. You can put it that way. Okay. So basically at the side here, I now know that this inequality is x bigger or equals to 1. And from here, write down the least value of x if x is a positive integer. Well, x is bigger or equals to 1. All the values are positive. As for integer, it is a whole number, no fraction. So in this case here, the smallest possible value of x is, yes, 1 itself. Because x starts from 1. It must be bigger than or equals to 1. Well, the next number, since I know x is bigger or equals to 1, what is the least value of x if x happens to be a prime number? A prime number only has 2 factors. 1 and the number itself. So in this case, the next number actually, should you see, will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where 2 happens to be the smallest prime number because the only factors for 2 is 1 and 2. There's only 1 times 2, 2. Yeah? So in this case, x is 2. And for the last part would be the perfect cube. So what are perfect cube numbers? Perfect cube numbers are, for example, 1 to the power of 3, 1, 2 to the power of 3, 2 times 2 times 2, 8, 3 to the power of 3, 27, so on and so forth. So these are perfect cube numbers. So what is the smallest perfect cube number here that could be x? Yes, x could be 1. And with that, we have come to the end of this question. We are done. Let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given ABCD is a kite. Now, there are many properties associated with kite. One being that these two are same, equal. This and this is also same, equal. And the diagonals, if I were to zoom in, are perpendicular to each other. Alright? So, question 1. show that AC is 14 cm. Well, since they give us that BD is 24, so I will then be able to get that this happens to be 12, which is 24 divided by 2. Because the diagonal do bisect each other, the horizontal diagonal, okay? So that is something that you all need to take note of. This will be 12. And once I know this is 12, right, I will then be able to focus on the triangle here to get AO by Pythagoras theorem. Yeah? So AO square plus 12 square is equals to 13 square by Pythagoras theorem. And so I will be able to get my AO pretty straightforward. AO square is equals to 13 square minus 12 square. That will give me a value of 25. So my AO is simply the square root of 25, 5 cm. So I gotten my first part, this is 5. Using the same, now I'm going to focus on my purple color triangle and replicating it. OC square plus 12 square will be equals to 15 square. 12 square is equal to my 15 square by Pythagoras theorem. So I will be able to get my OC square pretty easily, which will give me 81. So my OC is the square root of 81, 9 cm, and therefore the whole AC is indeed 5 plus 9, 14. So the final part, of course, therefore AC is equals to 5 plus 9, 14 cm. Shown. Alright. Part B, find the area of this kite ABCD. Well, we simply use half time base time height, okay? So for the area, it's pretty straightforward. Then I will have the red color triangle ABD, half time base, the whole length base is 24, the height I've gotten 5, plus my whole blue color triangle, which is at the bottom, again is half time base 24, height is 9. So final answer, and this will be equals to 168 cm square. Alright, with that we have come to the end of this problem. Then let's move on to the next question. Alright, welcome to this video where we are given this diagram. Alright, pyramid with a square base of 12 cm each. So that is the square base. Okay, the vertical height is 14 cm. Here, find the volume of the square pyramid. So please remember the volume of the square pyramid is equals to 1/3 times base area times height of the pyramid, the vertical height. So in this particular question, the base area is a square. So this one is simply 12 times 12. And the height, 14 cm. And we are then able to get the answer pretty straightforward, 672 cm cube. Find the total surface area of this pyramid. Do take note, we do have a square base, and we also need to find the triangle. And how many triangles are there? 4, right? And the next thing to take note of is this particular slanted height, which we are going to call the height. I'm going to label it as H, which is the height, the slanted height, which happens to be the height of the triangle, right? How do we get this height then? I need you all to now focus on this purple color triangle, which I'm going to draw out first. So this purple color triangle will allow us to find the height of the triangle, because I do have the vertical height 14, and this purple color length happens to be the midway point. So if I have 12 as the side of this particular square, this is in the middle, I will have 6 here. And so shifting to here, you can then see that I could easily apply Pythagoras theorem. So my h square is equals to my 14 square plus my 6 square. And this will actually give me a value of square 232. So my h is the square root of 232, and at this point in time, this does not give me a nice exact value, whole number, so, and this is not the final answer, I'm going to leave my answer as square root 232. And the next part here would then require us to then find the surface area. Remember, this h is actually the red color triangle of height, square root, now I know this is square root 232, and I also know the base 12, and there are 4 of them, so meaning that now I'm going to just cut this out, and I am going to place this here so that it's easier for us to refer to as we solve for this part B. So the total surface area is therefore, of course, we do need to consider the square base, 12 times 12. We also need to consider the 4 triangles, out of which one of them is half times base, 12, times height, square root of 232. And how many are there? 4 triangles. This will then give me a value of 509.557 to about 6 significant figures, followed by final answer in 3 significant figure, 510 cm square. And with that, we have come to the end of this particular problem. And let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given that a box contains 20 balls and each ball has a number 1 through to 20. Find the probability of taking a ball at random and that ball number is a multiple of 6. Multiple of 6 means that these are the numbers that I'm looking: 6, 12, 18, 24 and so on. But notice our number is only until 20. So I have a 1, 2, 3. So I will have 3 balls out of total 20 balls, where it is a multiple of 6 on that ball number, on that ball. So answer 3 over 20. This is the simplest form. Now I need a number that every time I take a ball at random, that number is greater than 6 and smaller than 16. Means that we are actually looking the number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We are looking at these balls number. So how many numbers are there? So altogether here have 9 balls out of 20. So 9 over 20. And this is the simplest form. And the last part requires us to find a prime number. So for prime number, then we need to list out all the prime number that is less than 20. Starting from 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. And here we would have 8 balls out of 20, which is 8 over 20, and in this case it still can be expressed as a simplest form, 2 over 5. Now for part B, all the odd numbered balls are removed. And now Susan claims that the probability of getting a prime number from the box will now be 1 over 10. Is the claim correct? Justify your answer by showing your working clearly. So the very first thing is, this line basically means that 10 balls will be removed because 1 to 20 there are 10 even and 10 odd. So the number of balls left equals to 10. Next, then out of these 10 balls, which are even numbers, when we look back at this prime number, and I'm going to just make a copy because we are going to use it for our part B answer. Out of these 8 balls, we are only left with 1 even number that is left, which is number 2. And therefore, the probability is indeed 1 out of 10. So we do need to show that the probability is indeed 1 out of 10. Okay, so in this case, Susan is correct, as there is only 1 ball out of the remaining 10 balls that has a prime number. Well, with that, we have come to the end of this particular problem. Let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given a group of identical regular pentagons. This means that all the sides are equal, all the interior and exterior angles are equal to each other. Okay? And they form a closed ring. Find the size of an interior angle of a regular pentagon. Pentagon, as you can see from the diagram itself, it has 5 sides. So step 1, actually I would be able to find the sum of the interior angle. In this case here, 5 minus 2 times 180 degree. This 5 is the number of sides. Okay? And therefore I will get a value of 540. And therefore, the size of an interior angle then, I have 5 of them, so divide by 5, 108. Find angle X. Now that we know the interior angle, this is 108 degrees, this is also 108 degrees. So X is pretty straightforward, isn't it? Right? So in this case here, my X, I'm going to just take a screenshot here and come over so that it's easier for us to refer to. So for my X is simply equals to 360 minus away my 108, 2 times. This will give me a value of 144. So the value of X is 144. So X is 144 degrees. And the number of pentagon used to form the closed ring. So going back to this question again, and I'm going to just take this screenshot, put it over here. Do notice that this happens to be another regular polygon. And what is the interior angle of this polygon? Yes, 144 degrees. So to find the number of pentagons, which essentially, if we find the number of sides of this regular polygon inside, that translates or equates to the number of pentagons. Yeah? So for a start, I'm going to make use of the fact that this is a regular polygon. So the exterior angle of the inner regular polygon is therefore equals to 180 degree minus away the interior angle, because exterior angle and interior angle add up to 180. So this will give me a value of 36 degrees. And the sum of exterior angle is 360. So n, right, is simply 360 divided by 36. Because if I know how many 36 degree, meaning how many exterior angle there are, I would know the number of sides. They are the same. And I'll get 10. So therefore, the number of pentagons needed, which I'm going to write down here, the number of pentagons needed will be equals to 10. And we have come to the end of this problem. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.